G'day, my name's Gavin and welcome back to another episode of 2 Minute Tuesday, where I do my best to keep the information under 2 minutes. So you guys asked me a ton of questions about my SatPhone featured in the very first 2 Minute Tuesday. I only covered it for a very short amount of time. This is the SatPhone here, the Iridium Extreme 9575. Absolute brilliant piece of kit, and I had a ton of questions about this from you guys, and I'm going to answer those here. So first of all, what is it? This SatPhone gives me true, genuine global coverage. I can take this anywhere in the world and use it with the plan that I've got. It's ruggedized. It's going to hold up to the conditions that I'm taking it in. I can take this thing hiking, I can drop it, I can crash the car, and there's a very, very good chance this is still going to work. It's shock resistant, it's dust proof, it's even waterproof to, what do they describe it? They describe it as jet water proof. So if you hit this with a high pressure hose, the manufacturers of this say it's going to hold up to the punishment. I've not tested that. Never would. It's a very expensive piece of kit, but it's good to know that it's ruggedized, it's built for the bush, and you're not going to have any dramas with it. It's going to work when you need it to work. So the reason why I got this one is because I spend so much time out in the bush, being able to contact emergency services if you need it. Just being able to contact my wife when I did the canning stock route, brand new baby, he's 1 year old. Being able to contact the wife, make sure everything's okay, and if I needed to make a beeline home because something happened, I could do that. This Iridium Extreme allows me to send text messages, it allows me to make calls. On the top here, you program in an SOS function into it, so you can pre-program emergency numbers such as the Australian RFDS, for instance, or emergency response, SES, whoever you like. You can actually program this in for not just Australia, but any country that you go, their particular emergency services. And then for you or anyone else, it's just a quick press of that button. So if you've got a tag-along tour, you've got some friends traveling with you, and yours is the only SatPhone that anyone has, you can quickly say to them, look, if anything happens, push that button and help is on the way. So one really important factor to keep in mind when it comes to traveling, especially in Australia, and something like the canning stock route, for instance, is even if I push this SOS button, it's still going to take days before anyone gets out to you. But the great thing that I liked about a SatPhone over something like an EPIRB is that if there is a problem, I can communicate exactly what the problem is. With an EPIRB, let's say I've got a disabled vehicle. I'm personally fine. I've got enough supplies to last a significant amount of time out in the bush, and it's not a genuine life-threatening emergency yet. The great thing about a SatPhone is you can communicate that. If I've got a mechanical issue, I can use this to call up a mechanic. I can use this to call up the authorities and say, hey, I'm broken down, but I'm safe. I'm fine. My car's disabled. It's not going anywhere. If you guys could send some help out in the near future, that'd be great. And it allows you to scale the response rather than something like an EPIRB where it's just bang, instant life-threatening response. They send out the police, they send out the SAS, they contact local stations to see if they can fly a helicopter over your area. It's really a big deal. If you hit an EPIRB emergency response, everyone's going to take it incredibly seriously, and they will with that SOS button as well. So I like being able to measure the response that I get. And even something I thought about for the canning stock route. Let's say I was bitten by something and I didn't know what it was, a spider or whatnot, through the night. And slowly over a few days, I'm able to monitor it and report what I'm seeing and feeling and how I am on a day-by-day basis with this device. Whereas if I wasn't able to have that phone communication with emergency services or a doctor or whoever it might be, I might be more likely to abandon my trip, and potentially abandon that trip for no reason. I could end up going straight to a hospital going, geez, the spider bit me, I don't know what it is, I could be in trouble here, and so off I go and leave the track. So this gives you some options to self-rescue, to make decisions, get professional advice, and that is why I choose a sat phone, especially a sat phone with the fantastic features that this one has. Alright, so one of the questions that I got from you guys was from Steve, one of my Patreons. Where can you get one and what do they cost? The cost of these things is going to vary quite heavily depending on where you get it. I purchased mine up here in the Pilbara, so they come with a fairly significant Pilbara tax, and I think it was about $2,000. But where it really hurts you is in the plan. And this is something I would like to tell you guys, because I made a bit of a mistake by jumping straight onto the Telstra plan for the Iridium Extreme. So I'm locked into a 24-month contract that is incredibly expensive. You're looking at 50 cents a minute in phone calls and text messages and whatnot. But where it really hurts you is you're paying for it even when you're not using it. So what I would suggest now, with hindsight being 2020, is with the Iridium Extreme is you get the prepaid SIMs whenever you want to use it. A normal standard SIM is fine in these things, and so buy it outright and then use a prepaid SIM rather than buying it over a plan like I have. So yeah, that's a little bit of how to use it and get the most of it. Don't make the same mistake I did in getting it on a plan and ended up, this thing's going to cost me an absolute fortune. But you live and you learn, and after the 24-month contract I will be getting a prepaid SIM for this thing. I then own the SatPhone outright, and I'm going to get a lot of fantastic years out of this thing. So yeah, that's it. I hope that answers all your questions, Steve. Thanks for writing in. If you guys have some information that you want to know about anything that I use, don't hesitate to write in, and I'll cover it in these 2-Minute Tuesdays at some stage. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.